Hello students, today's topic is about the electrical properties of solids. Okay, so solids can be classified into three types according to its electrical properties. That is the conductivity. So conductivity means ease of flow of current or electrons. Okay, so how easily can an electron flow or the current can flow is known as the conductivity of that substance. So according to its conductivity range, solids can be classified into three types. Okay. So first one is the conductors. The conductors are what? The solids with conductivity ranging between 10 raised 4 to 10 raised 7 ohm inverse meter inverse. So they can flow large amount of current easily. Examples are what? Copper, aluminium, silver, iron, etc. So these are called as conductors. Second classification is insulators. Okay. The solids with very low conductivities ranging between 10 raised minus 20 to minus 10 ohm inverse meter inverse. Examples are what? Wood, rubber, plastics, etc. So these are called as insulators. These materials do not allow the flow of electrons. Third classification is what? Semiconductors. Okay. These are the solids with conductivities in the intermediate range from 10 raised minus 6 to 4 ohm inverse meter inverse. Examples are what? Silicon and germanium. So in this portion, actually we should deal about semiconductors. Now see the classification of semiconductors. So semiconductors are mainly classified into two types. Number one is the intrinsic semiconductor, which are pure, and second one is the extrinsic semiconductor, which are impure. Again, extrinsic semiconductors can be classified into two types. First one is the p-type and n-type semiconductors. Okay, so basically we will discuss about this p-type and n-type semiconductors. So intrinsic semiconductors are those semiconductors which can conduct electricity in pure form, and at room temperature the conductivity of these are quite low, and as the temperature increases their conductivity also increases. Examples are what? Silicon or germanium. So extrinsic semiconductors are those semiconductors which are formed by adding impurity to an intrinsic semiconductors. Okay. So example is what? When germanium is doped with arsenic, which is an impurity, it becomes extrinsic semiconductor. Now let us study how an intrinsic semiconductor can be doped. Okay. So what is doping? By adding an appropriate amount of suitable impurity, the conductivity of an intrinsic semiconductor can be increased, and this process is known as doping. So the doping can be done with two ways. That is, first one is the one with electron rich impurity and with electron deficit impurity. First one is the electron rich impurity. There will be excess of electron, that means higher negative charge. In this process, an intrinsic semiconductor will be added with an electron rich impurity to increase its conductivity. Okay. See, this is a silicon atom. It has 4 valence electrons. See, this is a crystal of silicon atom. In pure silicon, each silicon atom uses its 4 valence electrons for the formation of 4 covalent bonds. So these are the 4 covalent bonds for each of the silicon atom which are formed between the neighboring silicon atoms. This is an intrinsic semiconductor, okay, and its conductivity range is very low. So to increase the conductivity range, we have to add an impurity of group 15 element. So I am going to consider a group 15 element like arsenic. So all we know that group 15 element has 5 valence electrons. Now I am going to add this impurity, that is the group 15 element, in the crystal of silicon atom. So when silicon is doped with group 15 element, then some of the position of the lattice is substituted by atoms of group 15 element. See, this is the arsenic atom which takes place this position. Okay, it has 5 valence electron. See, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. After forming the 4 valence bond with silicon atom and 1 excess electron is left on them. Since this electron is not involved in bonding, so it becomes delocalized. And this delocalized electron increases conductivity of doped silicon. Okay. Excess of electron means what? There will be an increase in negative charge. That is why silicon doped with a group 15 element is called as n-type semiconductor. Okay, and the increase in conductivity is due to the negatively charged electron. Next one is the electron deficit impurities. See, when group 14th element, that is silicon or germanium, is doped with small amount of group 13 element such as boron or aluminium, its electrical conductivity increases. Okay, in this process the negatively charged electron will be decreases. See, here I am again considering a crystal of silicon. Okay, in the pure form of silicon, each silicon atom uses its 4 valence electron for the formation of 4 covalent bonds with neighboring 4 atoms. So these are the 4 covalent bonds formed by each of the silicon atom. In case of electron deficit impurity, we have to add group 13 elements. See, I am considering a group 13 element like boron. Okay, it has only 3 valence electrons. Now we have to dope this boron element to this crystal of silicon. So this is the boron atom. This boron atom will form these 3 covalent bonds. Okay, when silicon is doped with such group 13 elements, then some of the position in the crystal are substituted by the atoms of the group 13 element, and one of the valence electron of silicon remains unpaired. Okay, so this is the unpaired electron, and in the system there will be a electron hole or a electron vacancy will created. This is the electron hole. To fill this vacancy, if an electron from the neighboring silicon atom jumps into this position, then it will create again a hole in its original position. Okay, and this hole is responsible for electrical conduction, and the resultant semiconductors are known as p-type semiconductor, which will generate an increase in positive charge. That is, silicon doped with group 13 element is called as p-type semiconductors. So these are the group 13, 14 and 15 elements. Okay, group 13 elements are what? Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. Group 14s are what? Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and lead. Okay, And group 15s are nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. If group 14 element is doped with group 13 element, then we get p-type semiconductor. But when this group 14 element is doped with group 15 element, then we get n-type semiconductor. So this is the last portion of this unit. So n-type and p-type semiconductors are very important for exams. So many questions are come from this portion. So thank you for watching my video. If you like this video, then please click on the like button. Subscribe my channel for more updates. Thank you.